would like to offer to share the floor with my colleague, UN Youth Representative, Ms. Hajar Yagkoubi. She is representative on human rights and security, and she will make a very brief intervention as part of our delegation. Thank you.
Thank you very much. But your presence here today has been very useful.
Thank you so much. Thank you, dear Chair. It has been said that an eye for an eye would only leave the whole world blind. And it is us as young people who are going to see that world for the longest period of time. Including young people, therefore, is not just about including youth. It is about including a long-term vision. And that is why I want to start off by thanking the European Union for granting us, as EU youth delegates present here today, the opportunity to present that sustainable vision that we envisage about peace. As youth representatives, we actively consult with young people to gather input from them and form those into solutions. For instance, when we speak about peace in Europe, we see that polarization is a pretty large problem. In our consultations with young people about this, they have stated that through social media, people can end up in echo bubbles with like-minded people only. If people in those echo bubbles don't interact anymore with people who differ from them, then we have the fear that they might lose their ability to empathize with those people. And if we can no longer empathize with people, our fear and aversion towards them only grows larger, opening the doors to polarization, extremism, and ultimately, even violent extremism. We have been able to learn from young people that for them, online media and education plays a large role in both contributing to sentiments of polarization, but also in being able to combat it by opening dialogue and elevating inequalities. We can only understand and combat these processes by working with young people. So it is dialogue for peace that we need. But we often see that this dialogue in militarized and non-militarized situations does not include youth and other minority groups. Across the world, young people are actively working to support peace processes and want and ask to be part of those peace negotiations. However, up until today, more often than not, they are not represented and excluded from decisions that will directly impact their future and their peaceful future that they want to strive towards. Too often, they are solely seen as victims as opposed to agents for peace. And we need to change that vision. As long as we do not include youth and other minority groups, they will not feel ownerships for the systems created to ensure peace. And without ownership, there is no trust. And dear Chair, what cannot be trusted also cannot be sustained. One way through which youth very specifically can be included is through implementing a national action plan for the Youth Peace and Security Resolution. Up until today, just a few countries have implemented them, like Finland, Colombia, and Sri Lanka. That is why we want to urge member states, and this includes us as the EU as well, to implement and create national action plans on Resolution 2250. We want national action plans that are designed to fit the local context, created in partnership with youth and with youth organizations. Because as Carmen said earlier, we do have a voice. We do not need to be empowered because we are empowered in youth and we want to be included. We also believe that youth participation has to be structural, occurring on all levels. On the one hand, here in the Peacebuilding Commission, by developing a youth peace and security strategy, and on the other hand, also in the Security Council, by in a meaningful way, inviting young people to the open debates in April. Because, dear Chair, if an eye for an eye would only leave the whole world blind, then it's time to start looking out for each other and opening up. Thank you.
Thank you very much.